Okay, so I've got 4 beers in front of me, and I've been hoarding these beers for a couple of months. I've had them in my stash, stored away in a fridge. I'm not even sure really what they are. A Canvas Brewery in the Midlands, Tipperary, surely. Let me just check one can here. Yeah, it's in Aglish, in County Tipperary. It's Midlands County here in Ireland. Run by Morris DC and I think his brothers. It's kind of like a really, really quintessential farm style brewery, where everything is a little bit more of an organic process. And I'm really, really excited to try the beers. Now, I've been sort of squirreling them away because it's been such cold weather. And I really didn't take the time to look at what I've got, but I'm just seeing on the back of one of them here is 9.6%. So that's a Belgian quadruple. We have a brown ale, which is music to my ears, 5.1%, maybe that one, I'm not sure. We have an amber IPA, that's a strong contender for now. What is this one? And a Flemish red. Well, I want to do a little bit of research on that a little bit more. So let's have a look at this can here. This is Pixel. So Pixel is going to be up next. Let's see, they've got the Irish, independent Irish craft beer logo on the side of this can. That's the logo to ensure that you're getting a genuine micro brewed beer. It says store upright and pour gently, so we are can conditioned. This small batch beer is an expression of creativity. It may not return or not in the same way, but neither will the moments in which this beer is savoured. It is finite like the world, so let's all enjoy it sensibly. Okay, all right, cool enough. €3.70, it's a 330ml can, it's 5.8%. Pixel, it comes from barrel number 7. It has malted barley, oats, wheat, hops, yeast in it, and it is an amber IPA. So a lot of information there. A bit more here actually is amber IPA barrel aged with Brett. Well, I absolutely love Brett, and I love amber beers and I love IPAs. So this is going to be right up my street to give dryness with complexity plus tannins of oak barrel, okay, and dry hopped with Galaxy. So that is a mountain of information and a mountain of flavors. So let's see if Canvas have pulled it all off. Canvas Brewery, yeah, this is an interesting one. That is a tough ask. All of their beers, in fairness, are not core range style beers. You're not just looking at pale ales and, you know, stouts and red ales and, you know, perhaps an IPA. We've got, you know, if they're doing an IPA, they're doing an amber IPA that's barrel aged. All of their beers seem to be barrel aged. Maybe actually they don't barrel age them all. I'll have to check into that. Let's have a look at this one. Okay, so where, you know, part of the head has been barreled away, but actually not, actually looking really nice. So to lose all that bubbles off the bottom, we've got a deeply murky kind of amber looking beer here, and the amber sort of haze has stopped all of the light shining through it, but there is twinges of red going on in here. It does say it's amber. Wow. Okay. Is there a best before on it? Because it's got Brett in here. Should be a best before. I just don't know where it is. Can't see it. Oh yeah, it's actually printed on the can. It says beer number 30, bottle number 21. Well, it's a can. Best before 19th of the 11th of 22. So I could have aged this, in fairness. I expect there's a bit of yeast dropped out to the bottom of this, and what I'm getting is not what you would expect by looking at it. It's, you know, it's a reasonable amount of head. It looks thick, it looks a bit chewy, but in actual fact the nose is full of Brett. So Really, really strong Brett as well. Sweaty horse leather, or actually mainly leather is what I'm getting from it. It's actually just huge amounts of leather. So beautiful on the nose, absolutely beautiful. There's the can, we'll put it up there. Yeah, 5.8%. Cheers, Slancher. Let's have a go. Just Brett. Well, as you would imagine with Brett's beer, anything that's been fermented and then has somehow had Brett added to it, whether it's in the barrel or however they've done it, what happens with Brett is it chews up and it attenuates all those residual sugars away, leaving you with a drier finish to the beer. And I get that straight away on the mouthfeel of this. So the beer goes in the mouth, and as soon as you consume it, just evaporates away very nicely. Yeah. So what do they say again? Amber IPA. There is a little bit of maltiness going on in here, but I feel like it's being overshadowed by the Brett. Let me just have another taste now. There's so much in this to pick apart. Yeah, okay. Gives it dryness, it does. Complexity. There is kind of a complexity, but again, that Brett is so strong, it sort of takes precedence over everything. Tannins, there is a slight tannic astringency after you finish the mouthful of beer. It's kind of like it finishes the same way after a sip of tea. After you've actually drank it, you sort of pucker up a little bit, ever so slightly. Very gentle tannins, but they are there, yeah. Of oak barrel. Now, there is a little bit of oakiness going on in the background. Yeah, a little bit. Every so often I get just a slight hint of that amber sort of malt coming through. It's just a twinge of caramel or something coming through that just adds a little bit of depth to it. They say it's complexity. I'll go with that. I say it's complex because I'm actually trying my best to separate the components of this beer. There is that kind of barrel aged element to it. There is the kind of, can I get Galaxy hops element to it? And then there is the base beer to it. And then you've got the Brett. So there's a huge amount of beer. I feel like this is the kind of beer that if they brew it, maybe they only ever brew it once, or maybe they brew it again, but it doesn't end up the same. I'm sure that these are the types of beers that are difficult to replicate. And maybe you don't want to replicate them. Maybe that's the whole beauty of them. But very full of expression. Galaxy hops, though. I don't know about that. I mean, it says Galaxy hops in there, but I 100% cannot get hops in here at all. Like 0 hops. So whether that's to do with how much the Brett character has evolved, or how much, the whole overall beer, the Brett's, the barrel aging, and the actual base of the beer, I feel like the Galaxy hops will have definitely been overtaken. Yeah, and I just don't get absolutely any hops in there at all. Dry hopped Galaxy. Let me give it one more go. No, absolutely none at all. But not to take away from the beer, because the beer is just really, really interesting. As a craft beer nerd, one of the things I really like is finding beers that challenge your senses and your taste buds a bit and make you sit back and think, wow, what's going on here? Let me have a think about this. Sometimes you can just have a simple pint of lager for the cold, refreshing nature of it, or you want, IPA packed to the rafters with hops. But it's great that we have such a diverse range of breweries and beer styles from breweries. And Canvas seem to be going all out for craziness, really. I like it. I like what they're doing. This wouldn't be a beer that I would blow me away in the sense that I go back to it the whole time. I kind of like the idea of like, that was beer number 30 and maybe I'll never get to try it again. Maybe there's one batch of that and the next batch of Pixel is totally different for some reason, or they tweak it as brewers do. They always tweak beers, they always change things up. Not sure if Galaxy is the best hop for this beer. I'm not sure what it brings to it, but the rest of the beer I absolutely love. Cheers, sláinte. That's my view on this brew, and it's on to the next one. Bye-bye.